Anderson, and today I'm going to be talking about a disorder I feel is widely misunderstood, ADHD. I'm going to break it down with background information, issue, and solution. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is a very, very common disorder found in kids and adults, and the symptoms can include difficulty concentrating. This can include difficulty focusing and looking around a classroom, not being able to sit still. Poor organizational skills such as losing homework, messy rooms, papers everywhere, and even messy and sloppy handwriting. Forgetfulness is a big one, not getting tasks done and forgetting directions that were given to you maybe 10 minutes ago. Impulsivity, this means that if you have something on your mind that you need to do it right then and in that moment, that is big with kids with ADHD. And difficulty with authority. Children with ADHD typically want to kind of break free and be independent, and that's where this stems from. For the diagnosis, yes, it is a formal testing, and you have to be diagnosed to get some medications. So it is important that if you think your kid has ADHD, that you get them tested. Formal testings will include a parental and teacher assessment, and within that, a parent or teacher will give information of things they notice at home or in the classroom. A parent might say, at home, they're not cleaning their rooms, they're very, very bad at concentrating when they do their homework, they're not respecting me. Teachers will say, they're fidgety in the classroom, and they're not turning their homework in. All of that information will help a doctor diagnose a kid with ADHD. Some people don't get tested or they're misdiagnosed as a bad child because they think that that's what the disorder deals with, and they think it's a behavioral issue when it's not. It's actually a neurodevelopmental condition. Which is a condition that delays the growth of certain parts of the brain. It is explained in this video a little more thoroughly, but that is a short explanation right there. That neurodevelopmental condition affects the executive part of the brain. So that is right here in the prefrontal cortex, highlighted in orange. And the executive part of the brain is the part of the brain that deals with organizational skills and social skills. So essentially, it is delayed 3 or 4 years in kids with ADHD. So say there's a kid that's 8 years old, that part of the brain will be functioning at 3 or 4 years old if a kid has ADHD. And they eventually will catch up, but it will just take them extra time. My initial thought is in order for students with ADHD to get that proper education and minimize their frustration, teachers must have biannual training on ADHD to be held accountable for properly teaching all students in their class. So what does that mean? What are the issues? The issues are kids are harassed and discouraged with other kids maybe for being slightly different. And students are yelled at for things that they can't even help. Say they need a teacher to repeat a question over and over again, and they feel embarrassed about that, and they're yelled at for maybe tapping their foot in the classroom, and they really just can't help that. Students aren't fully understanding the concept that's being taught to them. This is a big one because education is very, very important, especially with kids with ADHD. They might read a problem over and over and over again, or teachers explaining something and they don't understand it because they're teaching too fast. Their fast teaching paces are making it harder for kids with ADHD. This can lead to self-esteem issues, which is a really, really big consequence, and I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. Discouragement is a huge consequence. So kids might think that they can't do as well as kids who don't have ADHD because they're being told they can't. Lifelong consequences, like not being able to find a job because that can happen with kids who it didn't get caught at an early age that they have ADHD and they don't get the treatment they need. Anger issues and frustration, like throwing tantrums, are a big one. Giving up. So we're always taught to not give up, and this can cause us to want to give up if we are feeling that we can't do something better than somebody else can. A snowball effect. So say a kid has 3 assignments and they only get 2 done. The next day they're going to have 3 assignments plus the one they didn't do yesterday, and it just builds up until there's so much work and they don't know what to do. Personal education plans are a great solution for kids with ADHD. So this meaning teachers need to figure out a way to build a plan special for that student because every student learns differently. Extended time is a great way to do this. So say there's an hour for a test, give them an hour and a half. Check-ins, weekly, daily check-ins, whatever is necessary to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need help? Anything I can explain. Quiet rooms for tests are also great. Less distractions, it'll help them get the tests and things like that done quicker. Planners are also awesome because it'll lay out what they have to do in front of them, and planners like this, especially with positive encouragements, are a must. Other solutions include showing that studies show that getting up and walking around for even 5 minutes improves concentration, even like 2 minutes. If you see a kid in a classroom a little antsy, go up to them and say, "Hey, go get a drink from the drinking fountain. Come back in like 2 minutes, and let's start this over again." And they'll probably improve their concentration. Fidget toys will concentrate the energy a kid has maybe in their hands to one exact spot, so maybe they're not moving around as much, and it's a great solution. Like mesh and marble and fidget chains are awesome. Tracking positive progress versus negative. So, negative comments can really put a kid down. Tracking positive progress will show in front of them that they are improving and they can improve. Medication is the widest known solution for kids with ADHD. Some people hate it, some people love it. It all depends on the person. There are so many different kinds of medication, and a lot of people report that other medications work great for them, others don't work at all for them, and some people don't even use it. And a common misconception about it is that you can grow out of ADHD, but it's actually a lifelong disorder. You can kind of grow out of some of the symptoms, but it'll always be there with you. In conclusion, students can be successful when teachers and parents are trained to teach their kids with ADHD. Learning and sharing information will prove beneficial because this will reduce stigma in the classroom about talking about ADHD. It can be embarrassing. We just need to make sure that all students feel included in that conversation. I know that teachers only want the best for their students, so when we talk about it, we can ensure that kids in the classroom will get a proper education with these solutions. Thank you.